हाँ ତେଣୁ
सेकंड की
हाँ हाँ 11টার মোমেন্ট দরকার হ্যাঁ So good morning and welcome you all to the first session of day 2. Online participants, please confirm whether you are getting my voice and able to see my computer screen.
Good morning, sir. Sir, we are able to see your screen.
Okay, thank you. So yesterday we tried to understand how to achieve a PhD degree, what you should achieve so that you can be entitled to get your PhD degree. Then we have seen what is a conference publication, how to prepare your manuscript or the PowerPoint or your poster for attending a conference. So next we will see the important part of your research, that is your literature review. So what is literature review? Literature review is nothing but review. Review means trying to understand by reading. That is called a review. It's not like that you will open it and you will just see the pages. Okay. And you have to understand each and every line, each and every point in that article, whatever may be, so that overall you can understand what work has already been done in the open literature. Because you see, literature means there are two types. One is open literature, one is closed literature. Closed literature means work have been done, but the information is not accessible to the general public. However, you see here what we mean open literature is, for example, if you want to see a journal article, you need to pay money. It is not free of cost, but it is called open literature. If you pay money, you can see it, you can read it. Okay. But any property of a, if you pay money also, they will not give that information because it is their proprietary item. They want to earn money, do business based on the knowledge they have gained or they have developed. That's why you see private companies will try to purchase patents. So if you have developed something and you did the patent, they will purchase the patent from you. So next talk will be on patents and copyrights is there. Okay. So for example, suppose I and my student do develop something. I am not a businessman. My job is to do teaching and research. So I do not have time, and in principle also I cannot earn money also. Okay. So that's why what we will do, we will explore to earn money out of what we developed here. For example, if I go for a patent, the patent will be in the name of NIT Rourkela. They will do all expenditure towards patent, and we will be the inventors. Okay. So whenever any profit will come, so there will be a profit sharing as per the agreement before the patent board. And the private companies will, as per agreement, pay some amount to us, and they will use that information to make a product. They will make profit. Okay. So the agreement may be in different modes, like profit sharing in percentage or it may be one bulk amount they will give us, whether they make a profit or they make a loss, it is their own business, like that. Okay. So that is called your closed literature. So we are talking about open literature, means what you can access, even paying money also. So now question arises where you will start reading. So first thing is called your conference paper. Next one is your journal paper. Then third one is your book. Again, you see book is of two types. One is your textbook. So which are the fundamental books. Okay. Another one are advanced texts. Okay. So what is textbook? Textbook is a book that is used or that contains general information. It will not contain any information which is research oriented as on today. Of course, whatever information it contains in a textbook, but today it become a very common thing. Like you see, in mechanical engineering, there is a subject called heat transfer. If you are not from mechanical engineering, then also I hope you will understand what is heat transfer, because you do cooking at your home, which need your heat input, that is from your gas burner or electric heater, whatever maybe. Okay. So whatever theories related to this basic heat transfer have been proposed long back. So that time it may be a very research level concept, but today they are the textbook concepts. However, this textbook concept is the foundation to build your research platform. So you should have fundamental understanding of the basic principles. So you will refer to these normal textbooks for building up your fundamental understanding. So this we cannot say as a part of literature review. So this is your, what we can say, part of your, okay. So you build up your knowledge base. Okay. So where you will see for literature review. So in literature review, you will refer to these advanced textbooks. So contents will be research oriented and recently developed. So these advanced textbooks you will see, when it becomes older, its usefulness with time decreases. For example, some book written in 1930. So drastic change in the technology takes place. So that's why that 1930 technology sometimes may not be relevant to today. For example, today we are talking about 5G, 6G technology in terms of mobile communication. Of course, next maybe 7G or 8G will come also in future. That means the fundamental lies in 1G only. I guess there is a 1G also exists, 1G or 2G, spectrum 1. That means to understand this, you should also need this basic understanding. However, this will not be research oriented for towards if you are working on 6G or 7G or 8G, like that. Clear? Okay. So under book you will find out, you need to explore in your field whether some series book available on advanced topics. You have to find out if it is available or not. So how to find? Best is you consult your teacher, you consult your seniors who are working in your field. They will be best to guide you. And if you devote some time also, today Google is there. Google can help. Only thing is that you need to devote your time and do extensive search. It will not come to your home and you will give it. You have to knock at the door of the Google. That means you need keywords. Like I said yesterday, if you type a keyword here and you press search here, it gives, if you have checked, it says 0.09 seconds something. This is the duration taken to do the search, and it says 1.637 million searches are there. But we see only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 only. Whatever you are looking, it may be at the 106th position also. So never you will reach there unless and until you explore there. Okay. So why it is at the 106th position? This is because your keyword and content are not matching perfectly as per the algorithm of Google. So Google algorithm decided that whatever you are looking for, this is not the best article. So if you change the your keyword, this may next time come at serial number 1 or serial number 3, like that. So you need to do extensive search through different keywords, combination of keywords, etc. Clear? Okay. First thing, we will go for conference papers. Relatively, it is considered that conference papers are less qualitative in information compared to the journal paper. Okay. So I will personally recommend not to refer conference papers, but sometimes few conference papers may also contain very good information. Like one author did very good work, and because of some reason he decided to publish in a conference only, did not opt for a journal or somewhere. So why it may happen? It may happen because suppose this good work is done by MTech student, and the student is not interested in research field, the student is interested in the job only. He got a very good software offer. So his interest is not in publication, but the faculty wants a publication. So faculty uh, do not have a time to write properly. So he will say, okay, write something and publish in some conference, because conference is easier to get published. So because of this, good information did not find a place in journal. Okay. So that does not mean you should never refer to conferences, but you should refer to conference papers occasionally if you feel it is at most necessary. Otherwise, you should avoid them. And in most cases, you will find out the same work might have been or most probably published as a journal also. So like 30% or maybe 40% work they publish as a conference paper, and remaining 40 to 60, 60 to 70% along with 30 together they publish as a journal. So if its journal is available, why to refer to the conference? That's why you should give the reference to the journal. You should try to read the journal instead of reading the conference paper. That's why overall you will see conference papers will not give you more citation. So we will discuss what is citation later on again compared to journals. So that's why your references, you should include only journals. Try to avoid conference unless until it is very, very essential. Second difficulty with conference is that all conference papers are not stored systematically. So today stored means we want to indicate internet. In past you go in the physical form also. Only I told you few limited organizations only they store it systematically. Systematically means what? They will give it a proper place and proper identity. For example, you need your postal address. If you want to get delivered any letter, physical letter, or you want to place an order from Amazon or Flipkart. However, you might have experienced Amazon and Flipkart. Sometimes people write कि near Kali Mandir उधर आके call करो. But if you write this way to Government of India Post Department, they will not do that one. They want proper address. Okay. तो काली मंदिर के पास आके कॉल नहीं करेगा, वो बोले काली मंदिर के पास क्वार्टर नंबर लिखना चाहिए, then only they will deliver, otherwise they will not deliver. They will say the address not found and they will return it. Clear? So here what you will find out, DOI. Okay, so every article, whether it is a conference or journal paper, you will have a DOI, digital object identifier. So it is a link. In that article, that link will be given. So if you click that link, automatically that material should open. If it is password protected, it will ask you to give the password. Okay, otherwise directly it will open. Clear? So every conference paper may not have a DOI. So the conference paper which does not have a DOI are recommended not to use as a reference. Only use in extreme rare cases. Clear? Okay. So next is journal papers. So we will talk about this one. So what you should do is that you should compile a list of journals in your research field. There are thousands of journals are there. For example, if you take computer science also, there are thousands of there, and your field is narrow. So out of them, you have to find out which are the 5, 10, 20 or 30 journals where you can find articles related to your research. And that should be also, journal should be good quality. Again, journal also, the two types are there. One is bogus journal, one is good journal. So we will also discuss how to know whether a journal is bogus or good. Never ever publish by mistake in a bogus journal. Your life will become horrible. It is better not to publish. So you have to assume that you are a lion, और जो कहावत है कि शेर भूखा रहेगा लेकिन घास नहीं खाएगा. So you have to represent yourself as the lion. You will never publish in a bogus journal rather than your CV does not have any publication. That is better. Because if you have one bogus publication in your CV, there may be 20 good publication. If you are appearing an interview, when they will see the bogus publication is in your CV, their impression will be others might be also bogus. That means this fellow is a bogus. It is there in his DNA. Okay? Huh? That I will tell. That I will tell in the next step. Okay? I am saying bogus. There is nothing called bogus. There is nothing called bogus. For example, आप मार्केट में सब्जी लाने जाते हैं, आप अपना भेजा लगाते हैं, कोई तो रूल नहीं है, कोई टीचर ने नहीं पढ़ाया ना कि सब्जी कैसे खरीदेंगे, कोई स्कूल में नहीं पढ़ाया गया है. यू सी, आपको लगता है ये फ्रेश है, हाँ ठीक है चलो, इधर इधर भी फूल गोभी है, इधर भी फूल गोभी है, तो आप दोनों को ऑब्जर्व करते हैं, आपको कौन सा लगता है कि लेना चाहिए, ये 70 बोल रहा है, ये 60 बोल रहा है. मतलब सिंपल. तो ये गवर्नमेंट में क्या होता है, L1 होता है, L1 मतलब लोएस्ट प्राइस, तो गवर्नमेंट में 60 वाला ही लाना है. लेकिन प्राइवेट में ऐसा नहीं है. यू डिसाइड कि आप 70 वाला लेंगे कि 60 वाला लेंगे, तो यू अप्लाई योर लॉजिक. उसमें कोई लॉजिक कोई नहीं पढ़ाता है. एवरी इंडिविजुअल है डिफरेंट लॉजिक. कुछ लोग शाम को 6 बजे सब्जी लाने जाते हैं. सम पीपल गो टू मार्केट एट 6 टू गेट अ वेजिटेबल. द लॉजिक इज you will get a lower price. Morning, if you go, morning means one fellow bought 30 kg tomato. Okay. One farmer, yesterday his production was 30 kg tomato. So today morning he starts his business at 7 a.m. So if you are the first customer, means you have the right to see each and every tomato in his content. You can select it. So that's why the price will be 80 rupees per kg. So after 6 hours, 10 kilos sold. That means 10 best is sold. Remaining 20 is there. So quality wise, you see it is grade 2 will become now. Because grade 1 is sold in first 6 hours at 80 kg. So he will definitely reduce the price. So by that time, if you go evening, he will have 2 kg only. Then he will say, सर आप सब ले जाओ, आपको हमको ना 50 रुपया दे दो. 50 रुपीज में 2 kg मिलेगा. मतलब you purchase at 25 kg per rupee. But people purchase at 25 also, people purchase at 80 also. But both are not same. Okay. Now you have to find out कि 25 and 80 वाला same नहीं है. You have to understand it. There is no formula is there. You have to apply your own logic. Some people, they will purchase 1 kg, but its utilization value may be only half kg. आधा kg waste होगा, तो आधा kg काट के फेंक देंगे, बाकी आधा kg use करेंगे. So like that. So bogus means I want to mean bogus. I will explain how to identify them. Clear? Okay. So now we will go one by one. So first we will start with books. Okay. So what is the first? Always a good book is better than a good teacher. अगर अच्छा book आपको मिल गया मतलब ये teacher से भी अच्छा है, because teacher will help you to understand, but you cannot ask to teacher every question, and you cannot ask disturb the teacher every time. But you can read the book multiple times. Okay, and that's why I'm saying good book means explain in a properly. Then self-understanding is possible. So some books will be written in a nice manner that first-time reader can understand. But some books you will find out first-time readers will find it very difficult. But same book, if you read multiple times, you will find out it is the best one. So that means we can say it is not suitable for the first-time reader, but it is very good for the expert reader. So that types of books are also available. Okay. So then your seniors you will consult. Then next is your search engine. Okay. It is important to understand what is search engine. Search engine, I do not know why the name engine is there. Engine never do search. Maybe engine is going from one place to another place, taking passengers. That's why maybe the name search engine. So Google is a search engine. I think Google is the best as per my experience. Okay. But Google has two types of search engines. So here you see now this bar itself is a Google search engine. So here let's say I will try with one search. Can somebody help me with a keyword? हमको एक book search करना है. I need a keyword. No, not author name. Keyword. Keyword author name नहीं. Huh? Okay, heat transfer. I typed here heat transfer. It says first one byju's.com. But Byju's is not a best place to learn about heat transfer. Okay. But please remember why Google did a mistake here. Actually, Google is a business organization. Their job is to earn money through their search engine. Their job is not to help you in doing your research. Okay. So intentionally they gave Byju's as serial number 1 because they want you go to the Byju site so that Byju will give some money to them and you help Google to earn some money. Actually, nothing is free in this world. Google's every product is free because through you they earn money. If you do not use Google's product, Google will die. Okay, that's why Google made everything free. And we know that if they say search engine use करने के लिए monthly 30 rupees, you will never use Google. Okay, but if they will made it free na, from you they will earn thousands of dollars. It is free for you, but they are earning thousands of dollars from you. Okay, so that's why you see here. Then it says Wikipedia. Normally Wikipedia you get top 10 serial number always you get. I find this is very good. So because Wikipedia is a very good website for general information, but please remember never use or cite Wikipedia in your research. Wikipedia is a place which is edited by general public. It's like me, you can also write in Wikipedia. So there is no guarantee that what is information given in Wikipedia is correct. For example, you need to catch a bus from Raurkela to Bhubaneswar. You will ask me, भाई कितने बजे बस होता है? तो I will say, okay, bus is there at first bus is there night 11. So you go at night 10:30 to bus stand, but you find no bus is there because the last bus that leaves Raurkela is at 10 p.m. and you reach there 10:30. So whom you will blame? I will not be there to ask कि भाई तुम why you told the lie. So it's like same thing only. Wikipedia. So never use Wikipedia reliably. You use Wikipedia for general understanding only. General understanding means not for your research purpose, otherwise. Okay. Okay, very good. I am explaining that one. You see here. Then you get something Britannica. Britannica is a very reliable source. But again, Britannica rarely to be used as a reference. So here you see, we are searching for a book. But why it is not giving any book? The reason is we have never told Google to search for a book. I told heat transfer. Google is giving heat transfer. Cooking also require heat transfer. इसलिए तो ये cook खाना photo दिखा दिया. He may be thinking you want to make tea. Okay, so you have to tell to Google what exactly you want. So if you write here heat transfer book. Okay. So now you see, you are getting lot of books here. You are getting lot of books. But there is a best way also. Do not use Google. There is another site called Google Books. So Google has dedicatedly created a site known as Books. So that is called Google Books, books.google.co.in for India, or books.google.co.com. Okay, so here you write just Google Books. Okay, so whenever you want to search a book, do not go to Google, you go to Google Books. So common people use Google only. Okay, so this is the site. Here we just want to see the books here. And why Google made a separate search for Google books only? Because only qualified intelligent people will use this site, and qualified intelligent people earn more money, and so that from them we will earn more money. That's simple philosophy. Okay, and here I type here heat transfer. So it gives only books, nothing else. So bogus things go on here. So whatever you are looking for, that only here you are getting here. Clear? And another thing here, you will see many of the books available free of cost, legally as well as illegally also on Google. Okay, legally means the publisher given the right to the Google to show the full book as preview. That means you can read the full book also. For example, you see here, suppose we will take this book. So here it is going to show the book to you here. So why it is showing you? Initially it will show you little bit only, because you see if you want to go to market, हम लोग क्या करते हैं, पहले उसको थोड़ा देखते हैं, उसके बाद हम डिसाइड करते हैं वी शुड परचेज इट नाउ. ऐसा नहीं होगी भाई, यू कैन नॉट ओपन द पैकेट, लेना है तो लो, नहीं तो मत लो. मतलब वी नेवर गो टू द एटलीस्ट इंडिया. ड्रेस होगा तो वी विल वेयर इट 5 ड्रेसेस. ऐसा जो है एक भी नहीं लेंगे, लेकिन 5 पहन के तो देखेंगे, फोटो भी खींचेंगे, सेल्फी भी. सो सेम कॉन्सेप्ट हियर. Please unmute yourself. So here the best thing is you go through the content. This will help you to understand whether the book is useful for you or not. Also there is a trick is there. Using that trick you can download the whole book also. Very important books, but you need lot of time. Maybe 10, 20, 30 hours will be required, because you will download page by page only. So I have done it for extremely important books that I have not able to get anywhere else. Okay, so what is the trick? Whenever you browse this page, it will store its same page in the background inside the computer. So browser can provide the link to that page, and from there you can copy page by page. And here you see it will not show for most of the books, it will not show the 100% of the book. It will show only limited pages. Okay, if you open next time also, it will show only same pages only immediately if you open. That's why you open the same book in different computers giving different keywords. For example, how to know? For example, here no page number 349 to 400, I have these contents are there. And if I want to download each and every page, if I type only force convection, it may not show every page of that one. So once I will do force convection in a variety of configuration, so it will definitely show 349 and 50 like that. Then after 2 days, again turbulent pipe flow you search it. ये वाला पेज दिखाएगा. You see this page, or you use another computer. So this way it will take time, but you can collect the whole book if it is very urgent and very much required for you, and it is not available. Okay, and sometimes you will see the whole book as it is will be available on Google free of cost. I think it is illegal, but since it is available, you can download it. What is the trick is that simply you go to Google here, you write down heat transport textbook PDF. That means it will give you only PDF files wherever available. And you try, some of the links will work for you. You see, the whole book is available here, 267 pages. Okay. Then you go to another page here. So somebody illegally uploaded somewhere, and Google is not doing anything. Google is just telling what is available where. Okay. So as per rule, if you are downloading, you are responsible. Okay. So here you can see 1501. The whole book is available. So this simple trick will help you a lot to get the full book. Clear? So this is regarding your searching for the books. Then I told you you should collect information whether any particular series of books in your research field is available or not. For example, you see, in our research field, there is a series called Advances in Heat Transfer. My research field is heat transfer. Advances in heat transfer. It says Advances Heat Transfer book series. Okay. Book series means same name is published every year, but content will be different. New research articles will be there. So it will be like in detail information about a particular topic. So suppose you go to the site here. Here you can see all volumes. It says 2021 volume is 53, 2022 volume yet to be published, and it started from, I will go to the last year. You see 1964 first volume. So what is the total duration? So every year they are giving one volume. So 64 means 63 plus 7 is 70 plus 30. So 37 plus 22. 50, 59. So 22 is not there. 58. Okay, that means for, so this series is a 58 years old. Okay, maybe some occasionally not printed. That's why their volume gone up to 53. Clear? Suppose, so what you can do, suppose I am working on heat transfer topic. Heat transfer is not a research topic. Heat transfer is a broad field. Inside heat transfer, again, your topic will be very narrow. Suppose my research field is microscale heat transfer. Microchannel heat transfer I am doing. So what I have to do? I have to search for microchannel heat transfer related topics here. In this 50, 60 years, hardly there may be 4 to 6 times only that topic might have been given. Hardly. If you get 4 to 6 times, you are very lucky. So what we can do is we will search here. Search in this book series. That means inside this only, not everywhere. So what I will do, I will just type microchannel heat transfer. You see how many searches I got? 45 results I got. Okay, that means it says in the last 58 years, only at 45 articles, there the word microscale heat transfer is there. Exactly also complete continuous sentence may not be there. Microscale heat transfer, 3 continuous words may not be there. But you see, it says chapter 4, pressure drop and heat transfer in the entrance region of microchannel. So what I can do is, I can download this and I can see whether it is relevant to me or not. Okay. Then it says review of advances in convective heat transfer developed through additive manufacturing. Okay. So like that. Flow boiling in microchannel. So whichever is relevant to me, I should download and keep it. But please remember, you may not be able to download everything because it is a proprietary item. Science Direct is Elsevier is a business organization. They are selling it, so it is not free to download. But for example, at NIT Rourkela pays money to Science Direct. So for NIT Rourkela students, it is free of cost. So you have to check if your institute has a subscription or not. Okay. So if your institute do not have a subscription, you are not able to download, you apply your personal network. You call to your friends at different places. Okay. You ask him, please check whether it is available in your institute or not. If it is available, he will also download in a fraction of second. So that's why you also need to help your friend. Whenever he need an article, you have to also send. ऐसा नहीं बोलना कि भाई अभी तो मैं बिजी हूँ, तुम 5 दिन के बाद कॉल करो. देन उस टाइम भी बोलेगा अभी तो मैं बिजी हूँ, तुम 2 साल के बाद कॉल करो बोलेगा वो. Okay. So it is a simple give and take policy. If you help them, they will help you. And there is a official method is also there. You can tell your institute library, I need this article. But please remember, if you really need, then only you should tell. Because they will say, okay, you get it signed from your supervisor, certificate, because some money is involved or they will contact other library. So in that case, what they do, our NIT librarian will contact other NITs. Because we are a government organization. Okay. If it is available at other NIT, again they will download and they will send to here. So better use your personal network. Okay. At the extreme case, you should go to the institute network. Okay. And if you need a book also, you can tell your faculty if this is a really very good book to recommend to your library, and library will purchase it for you. Because the library, every institute library given some budget to purchase books, and librarian do not know which book to purchase. Librarian do not have a power or rights also to decide which book to purchase. So who will decide? The user will decide which book to be used. For example, I am a mechanical faculty, I can recommend books on mechanical, but I cannot recommend books on civil engineering. So whatever books relevant to me, I will recommend to the library. So library will compile all the recommendations. Suppose they have 10 lakh budget, they got a recommendation, and every book cost they will add together, it is 9 lakhs only. That means they will purchase every book. But if it is 11 lakh means they will apply some logic and again contact. Suppose somebody have given 35 books recommendation, somebody has given only 2 books. So the 2 books they will definitely purchase, and for 35 books they will ask you, sir, which one is very important for you? Prioritize accordingly. They will remove some out of the list so that they can purchase within that budget. But please remember, it is a time-taking process. It's not like that you place the order today, tomorrow book you will get. It will be somewhere in the range of 4 months to 12 months. Clear? Again, these books will not be ordinary books, because if it is a 400, 600, 800 or 1000 rupees, you should purchase definitely. If it is a 8000, 10,000, 20,000 books only, you will recommend to the library. And the books they will export, they will give a order to, there is a government procedure is there. After that, they will give a order to a vendor. Vendor will give you order to the publisher. Publisher will dispatch from UK or somewhere. It will take 10, 15 days like that. So that's a long procedure is there. Okay. So important is collecting name of the series in your field. Then search the articles here. Clear? So this is about the books. Any doubt about the books? Online participants, any doubt about the books? Publication point of view, it depends on the university. I think in NIT system, journal has more weightage, or both are equal. Book chapter, both are equal, I think. It depends on your university, how much points they will give you to each category. No, I told you, na, you cannot sell single line to multiple people, na. You publish means it is like you are selling to them, selling the right to do business. Please understand, publication means you are transferring the copyright. So you will see next talk is there. What is copyright? Okay. So you are giving the right to somebody. You cannot publish, do anything. That's why whenever you submit an article, you are giving an undertaking that this article is not published elsewhere or not under review or elsewhere. You cannot send this article to two fellows for review, and both will accept simultaneously, or maybe 5-day difference, it will publish both places. It was a practice long back, but now we cannot do because internet time is there. So when you submit, they will first check whether it is there with other. The publisher also will have a union, na? They are using softwares in between कि भाई मेरे पास इतना आया है अभी और तुम्हारे पास कितना है, चलो दोनों को मैच करके देखते हैं इसमें से कौन गधा है जो कि दोनों जगह भेजा है, उसको पकड़ते हैं. They are also smart people nowadays. Software is there. So never do a mistake of submitting an article to multiple places at the same time. If it is under review with one means you have to wait. Suppose they are not giving report after 6 months also. You have two options. One option you have to wait only. Second option you request for withdrawal. You say कि भाई आप लोग ज्यादा टाइम लेते हैं, आप मेरे को रिटर्न कर दो. I will give it at another place. Okay. Then next we will go for the journals. Science Direct is from Elsevier, but I did not say you search on Elsevier. I did the search on Google. From Google, I reached an Elsevier. Okay, we will go a little bit to that one. In addition to Google Books, you see, Google Books is a search engine which do the general search. What is its job? Actually, what search engine do? Search engine uses its own algorithm resources to identify what is available on which website. Actually, how Google is able to do everything in fraction of second? Actually, Google is storing the information locally. हम order, जैसे two things are there. You go to a hotel. You give order for 2 paratha. फिर बोलेंगे then you will give order for a curry. So two types of hotels are there. In one hotel you will see, after you give order they will prepare it. They will have a menu what they can prepare. You cannot give anything order. Okay, they will say ki you can place order out of this list only. Sir, good morning. Okay, second type of hotel you will find out in India. They have already prepared meals. Out of that only they will give you, but immediately they will serve you. Already they have a curry, chicken curry, mutton curry, rice, plain rice. They will say these are available immediately. You tell, within 2 minutes they will serve you. And second one is, after you place the order, they will prepare. But please remember, they are not preparing from scratch. They have already cut the vegetables. That's why you see, if you place a order for biryani and order for chicken curry, they will not go to market to bring the chicken. Already chicken is there. It is in the boiled form. Masala is also there. Only they do the cooking part. So semi-cooked position, they keep it. So Google also do like this. Already information is there in his own memory. Which information is there at which website? The moment you tell I need this information, again Google searches in its own system and tells that this information is available at this place, and immediately it gives us a list here. That means Google is not the owner of any of the items it is showing in the search. It belongs to every individual websites where it is, you get the link. Okay. But the owners will have their own search engines, like Elsevier is a publication group. Okay. So with time it become a very big publication group. So its number of books are large. So searching within its own book is also not so easy. So what Elsevier has done? Elsevier has developed its own search engine. Might not be developed by him. He might have hired a Google service only, but the name is Elsevier search engine. So it will do search in its own property only. It will not search outside that. So if you go to Elsevier and you search, it will give you the Elsevier materials only. So what is the name of the Elsevier search engine? This is sciencedirect.com. So if you go to sciencedirect.com, if you do a search, it will give you articles or books owned by Elsevier only. Name of the publishing company is Elsevier and name of the search engine of the publisher is sciencedirect.com. So you have to understand that if you will search on Science Direct, you get a limited things only, owned by Elsevier only. You will not get everything else. So what you can do, in addition to Google Books for general search, you should have knowledge of such search engines for their own one, for every individual publisher. Like for mechanical engineering, you have a ASME, American Society of Mechanical Engineering. So it is maintaining its own website, and inside it there is own search engine there. So if you do search there, it will show only ASME materials only, ASME books, ASME journal, ASME conference. Clear? Okay, so we will continue from this point later on. So now we have Professor Mukesh Kumar Gupta, a professor from biomedical engineering at our institute. On our request, he agreed to share his knowledge on patents and copyrights. Sir, I welcome you all. Participants, and I thank you for giving your time on a holiday, that too on a Sunday fine morning. And sir, we this is a sir short-term course. Sir, please sit down. This is in the hybrid mode. We have some participants online, around 34 or 35, and around 17, 18 physical mode participants are there, sir.
Okay. Thank you. That means I have to sit down and talk.
You can, sir, stand here in this zone also. If you are uncomfortable sitting, you can stand here.
And write it here. Wonderful. Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Me take this out. So as sir mentioned that I'm a professor of biotechnology and medical engineering. I'm also the in charge for the IPR cell at our institute. And I'm going to talk today basically about the patents. What is a patent, and how to decide whether you should file a patent. And if you decide, you have to judge whether your invention is patentable or not. So how to decide whether your patent your invention is patentable or not. And if you find yes, it is patentable, then how to file the patent in India. I'll cover in India, but if you have doubts, we can talk about how to file international patents also, and what are the processes that is involved in the filing of the patent. And we'll also give a very brief about other types of intellectual property rights, which is the copyrights, software copyrights in India. We'll also talk about the trademarks, bit, trademarks, and logo. Sometimes a design patent is more important, so we'll talk about the design patent. So I think you have been so far listening to the publications or publishing your research output. That's what we have been discussing. Now, if you publish it and if you consider that the invention or whatever discovery you have made in your research work has a commercial value, if you can make money out of it in the form of either opening your own company, or if you think that somebody else, some other company can make money out of it, definitely you don't want to lose that opportunity, isn't it? You want that if somebody takes it, then you must pay a part of your income to me because I am the inventor of this money. And you cannot do that unless you protect the money or you protect your invention. If you simply publish it, anybody can copy it, anybody can replicate it, and then they will make money and you will be loser. So in the event, you decide, that's the first thing. You decide that your invention has or it has some utility in the industry, that it can be commercialized, then before filing, you must go for the protection of its intellectual property, and which is what we are going to talk about. The first thing I already mentioned to decide upon is whether your invention is having industrial application and you expect that you'll make money out of it. Then only you should first file patent and then go for the publication. There are exceptions in India, for example, if you can file first and then go for the patent, that option is there up to 12 months. within 12 months of submitting your article to a journal, you can go ahead, but that's not the route we suggest. You can go with that. If the objection comes from the examiner later, we can defend it, but still that's not the preferred mode. So whenever you think, first decide, does it have a monetary benefit? Then we can go for the uh, doing it. Okay, so having said that, see, so whenever you're doing an invention, either for the purpose of your research or for the purpose of entrepreneurship or whatsoever, in general, three kind of approvals and managemental regulatory management that you have to think of. One, whenever you do research, you see that these are within the purview of regulatory approvals. Say, for example, if I'm doing a biotechnology research and the biotechnology I'm dealing with experiments on human, so we have to have regulatory approvals from Institutional Animal Ethics Committee or CPCA under the Ministry of Dairying and Animal Husbandry. If you are working on the human subject, if you are testing something on human, you must have regulatory approvals from the Institutional Ethics Committee or the Ethics Committee, depending on the what kind of experiments we do. So we have to go for this regulatory approval, which is I'm not going to talk today. The second one is you also have, before commercialization, you may require legislative approvals required by legislation. See, if you have made, suppose, a food product and you want to commercialize it in the market, you have to take the approvals of the FSSAI. You have to get license from them. If you have made, say, a drug, you have to get it approved by the CDSCO, which is Indian FDA. So that regulatory approval is required. So any product, if you want to do commercialization, you have to go through these two things. The third thing which we are going to talk today is management of protection and management of intellectual property. Now, many times, if you go with the commercialization, we are researchers. So we do research, we leave it, some other company takes it up. So usually these two things are more of concern for the industries. And if you are doing work which is directly translatable to the public, then we go for this kind of approvals. Otherwise, we are mostly concerned with the IP protection and management. So when you say IP protection in our country, we have several acts, and the important one of which is the Copyright Act, which governs the copyrights for arts, literally. For our purpose, for technology institutes, we are more concerned with the softwares. Softwares, if right, you cannot file a patent in India. In US, you can file. In India, you can go for copyright protection. Copyright protection, as we'll talk later, also can come by virtue of simply assigning it a C value, writing a C, and or just mention that it is my copyright. So websites, for example, in design, you can go with copyright protection. If you are writing your thesis, your articles, your manuscripts, all these are copyright protection. If you have published the article, you may recall that when your manuscript get accepted, the publisher sends you a set of forms, one of which is copyright transfer agreement. They send it, and there are different types of agreements, CC, Creative Commons variants for agreement, how you can copy and how to. There is also something called copy left. We'll talk later about them. Then this is the one which is the most strongest and most commonly used is Patent Act. 1970 it came, and there are several amendments to it. We're not going to those things. I'll go only practical terms of them. So Patent Act is one which provides protection for two things. That's important thing to remember. One is if you have developed a product, or if you develop a process, any process or product which has industrial application. So these again two terms you have to remember for patenting. One I mentioned, you should have monetary value, you think, industrial application. Now, second, if you're filing a patent, you must see that only a product or a process can be done. Other than this, others are not patented. As I said, software cannot be patented. See, if you have a design, see if you made a better looking design of this, which looks nice to eyes, appealing, better appealing, you cannot file a patent for this. They can go for the design registration. If you made a nice design of car, it looks very good to eyes, you cannot file a patent. You have to go for the registration of designs. So we'll talk about that next. So then we have Design Act, which as I said is something which is appealing, right? A nice toothbrush design. It doesn't give any protection to utility, but the shape, configuration, or the color combinations, those things which looks appealing to eyes, you can go for the design acts. Doesn't give any protection to it functionality. If you want to give functionality, you have to go for the patent. In other countries like Australia or the US or many European countries, we have another type called utility patent, which our country doesn't have it. So it's there. Then the trademark and logo. Suppose logo, everybody knows it. Trademark, everybody knows it. If you want to do it, then you can register it. That's a huge business. Every company, say for example, we have a trademark called Pulsar bike, very famous. I think in Bangladesh or Sri Lanka somewhere they have made a Gulsar. The name is very catchy. So there is a patent. I mean, the intellectual property rights are there. So if you take, many companies will have the specific logos and trademark, those comes under the patent. And then we have Diversity Act, and then for the chips and all, we have separate act. There are number of acts which comes in. What we are going to do today, discuss about the Patent Act. Now, I just said, whenever you have made an invention, whenever you made some research which you think has a commercial value. Now, when the moment we say it's commercial value, we say it's referred to as intellectual property. So properties can be defined as, can be broadly classified, something which is tangible, can be touched and felt, and in which you have movable, immovable buildings, cars, all those things. Intangible property, which comes out of law, intellectual comes under the intellectual property. Now here we have mentioned industrial properties, which are patents, design, trademarks. Geographical indications are another one. Like we have Odisha Surosogulla. I don't know what this is called. That's There's a lot of fight between the Bengal and Odisha for Rasgulla, whether it's belong to here or not. Say Darjeeling tea. Anybody cannot use simply Darjeeling tea in there. They have to take approval of the concerned authority to brand it as a Darjeeling tea. It's a trademark. So and so on. Agra ka petha. That those all are there. If you put the brand certified, then you can put a higher price to it. Then of course copyrights and all. So whenever you have made invention as a student or as a researcher, and as I said, you first decide whether you will classify it as a property. That means, do you have a monetary benefit you're expecting out of it? And in that case only you should do. So you should apply for patent, and patent gives you the exclusive privilege to the applicant. Applicant, I'll come to that, is not the inventor alone. Who owns that? The invention, whether you or your supervisor, your institute, I'll come to that. Now, if you develop invention here, whether you are the owner or the institute is the owner or your supervisor is the owner, I'll come to that. Whosoever applies it, with that we have to mention in the patent document who is the owner. So to the owner, it doesn't give right to the inventor, remember that. It gives to the owner. So the owner, typically defined as applicant in the patent forms. So exclusive privilege given to the applicant by the government for a limited period, 20 years in India, most of the countries. That right will prevent the others not to produce or sell or not to manufacture these things or use your invention without giving. Now, this doesn't come for free. You see, when you file it, simply saying the government that I have made this and give me the right, and nobody should be able to do it. The government doesn't give that right. Government gives this right on one condition. That condition is you completely disclose the method or the product or process. Suppose if you have developed a new method of something, you declare that method completely. That word is important. It's complete disclosure in detail, including telling the government that what is the best method of producing it. If you don't do that, you will not be granted the patent. You must tell them complete disclosure, and in return, government will disclose that, and it will be there in the public document. Anyone can access this. So once you patent it, is there in the public domain, in the websites, in the journals of which the patent office publish. They will take. But then it is going anybody want to do it, manufacture it or sell it or use it, they have to approach to you to do that. And you can either sell that license or sell that property or the patent or what you call as assignment. There's legal assignment and the other ways of doing, or you can license it. You can say use it for 10 years and give me this much money on your own terms and conditions. So this is the important thing to remember. So you once you disclose this, then it can. The history goes something like that. If you want to understand this better, why the government came with this idea, why government should give you this protection. The idea is you may recall now in our olden days, European countries, Indian, everywhere, we had number of technologies. Say the method of or the medications for treating so many diseases. We used to have it. Say Vadhya in Indian scenario, we used to have it, and they were using it. They were using a trade secret. They passed on to their son or daughter. The son and daughter passed to their son and daughter, and passed on, passed on. So nowhere they documented it because they suspected it will get stolen and they will lose their property. And by that time, and somewhere, some generation missed it. Complete information didn't pass generation to generation. Some generation stopped it practicing that methodology. So that method of treatment completely gone. So this you document it, but the person do not want to document because that's their trade secret. And trade secret dies with the person. So government then came with this idea, okay, you do one thing, you disclose that, you give it the complete document, we will protect you. Nobody can copy it. Nobody can produce it without taking your permission. You may sell them, don't sell them, it's up to you. Okay, that's the idea it came into existence. But then you tell us complete. And then only we will protect other people not to use it. That's how it came into existence. So having said that, let us say, what is patent? Once you determined that you made some invention and that you think that you have a commercial value, then and that we said I said it's two things. It's either a process or a product or it has both the features. Once you've decided, then it's not that everything you can patent. Government also has certain restriction. So certain things cannot be patented. Say for example, you made a gambling device. Government is against the morality, so government will not give patent to. So whenever you are patenting, there are certain things which cannot be patented, and there are things which can be patented provided it has three ingredient. None of them is dispensable. All these three ingredients should have. It should have a novelty. I think all of you are aware of this word novelty. There's a slight difference in the novelty. I'll come to that. In the eyes of the Patent Act, novelty that we think in our researchers is slightly different from the others. I'll come to that later. Second, novelty, here the novelty means you all, as you know, that we are not infringing somebody else's disclosures. Somebody else has published it or patented it or something they have done. You cannot simply say that I have also done with some changes. That's not acceptable. Okay, it has to have novelty, and novelty is further, it's strengthened with the second term, which is the other most important term among all, is inventiveness, or having an inventive step. Anything which is a trivial change in the existing one does not qualify to be patented. Anything which you apply, say, two or three concepts and you make it out a new one and you say it's a novel, no, it's not patentable. This something, it's very difficult to define this inventive step, although there's a definition. It basically says something is non-obvious. Non-obvious. The best way to judge this is, imagine a completely imaginary person, who has read every literature. Doesn't exist, but imagine such person exists. Was read every publication, who has read every website, who has read every patent. Okay, and to that particular person, suppose that exists, if you tell them this is the problem I'm trying to solve, and tell me a problem, he can come out with a problem which is same as yours, then it is a obvious thing. right? Such imaginary person doesn't exist, but that's what is the meaning of the inventive step. Okay, whatever you are inventing should have inventive step can have, you can say, three ingredients into it. Non-obviousness, as I said. Second, something which gives a technological improvement over the existing one. Something already exists, it has a technological advantage or economical advantage. Maybe you something that is very expensive, you made it something very cheaper. Okay, your process is such that you can produce in a cheaper, or economy in terms of time also, it could be there, or both of these. Okay? So this is the, by far, whatever you file a patent, most of the patent gets stuck in this level only. So it should have an inventive step. Or I said best way to judge it, imagine a professor who knows everything. Doesn't exist. But imagine is there, if I tell him this is the problem, whether he will come out with the solution. If your answer is yes, then non-patentable. Third thing, of course, need not be explained. It should be industrial. It should have industrial application. Means you cannot have simply a thought process. ऐसा करेंगे तो ऐसा बन जाएगा. No, that cannot be patented. A simple abstract idea cannot be patented. You should also tell the method of manufacturing it or making it an industrial level so that it can be commercialized. Okay, say an abstract theory, not patentable. So these three are absolute ingredient. By law, you should have it. Law also tells us what is absolutely not patent. But also section 3 mentioned it. What is not patentable? So before we go into how to file the patent, let us understand this. Something which is frivolous, something which is contrary to well-established natural law are not patentable. See, you make a perpetual motion machine. There is no output, there is no input. I mean, there is no input and there is an output. You cannot. It is not simply not possible. So you cannot come out with the concept and then say that let file a patent. No, it's the moment you file it, very next day it will be rejected. Okay, they will not entertain anything. Something which is contrary to public order or morality. Let's say a gun or a good knife, sharp knife for killing, or the gambling device, not patentable. Or something which prejudices the health of the human, plant, animal, or environment. So you made a chemical reagent which, if you inject in a rotten fruit and it makes look like a fresh, you cannot file a patent. It's against the morality. It's against the human health. So anything which is, against which prejudice the health, or which has adverse effect on the health, or which is against the public order or morality, cannot be patented. Okay. Mere, discovering a new natural scientific principle, a law, an act, a hypothesis, not possible. Discovery of a new, see, you went to the Mars and found a new microorganism there, you say, I will patent it. No, you can't patent it. It's natural things, you cannot patent. Anything which is living or non-living, you cannot do. You got a stone from the Mars, say, patent hai mera. No, you can't do that. Or mere, see, if you have a chemical compounds, majority, large number of medicines or chemical substances, detergents, cleaning agents, and so on. So if you have an existing compound and if you make some changes into it or make it a new form, say a form which is now in a salt form or ester form or oxide form, you cannot go for the patented unless there is one overriding clause, unless such changes are not trivial and such changes makes a significant increase in its efficiency. That's overriding clause. So unless there is increase in the efficiency, you cannot do. Say, for example, this is clearly written. Everything is from the law. It's not my own made up. It's there in the act itself. So, for example, salts, esters, ethers, polymers, metabolites, pure forms of particles, particle size, isomers, or derivatives, those are not patentable. Similarly, suppose if you have two compounds compound A and compound B, if you mix them and you made a third compound, and if that compound has additive property of these two, then again it is not patentable. And this again very commonly happens in pharmaceutical industry. So unless the addition of these two gives a new thing. Now, if you see, for example, in tissue engineering, we make some patches for it happened with my patent actually. I made it. I made a new patch for wound healing applications, and it was rejected. Uh, Not rejected. It came for what we call FER, first examination report. Its objection was you have made two substances. One of them was polyvinyl pyrrolidone, and other was polyvinyl alcohol plus some other substance. You say when you it's made this mixture, it cannot be picked. But it can be if it comes out with a third property. Okay, it comes out with the enhanced property, or it comes out with the efficiency. So, like for example, we had two powders. The both of them were the water soluble. I made them in a specific ratio, which is non-soluble and has an wound healing property, which was not there earlier in either used alone, and so on. We came out with several reason why it has a better function. So it gives you a synergistic effect. Okay, the word here is synergistic. Then we can say that it can be patented, provided it satisfies other conditions as well: novelty, inventiveness, and industrial applications. Again, mere arrangement or rearrangement or duplication of known devices are also not patentable. Say, if you have made a, combined so many parts made out a computer, not patentable. No, it's assembled computers, not patentable. So you made a umbrella with a fan attached to it, not patentable because fan gives its work, umbrella gives its work. Both are not synergistic. So you combine it there. Or you come with umbrella with the torchlight, no, not patentable. So anything which you combination or rearrangement of known things or known devices or known substances, you cannot just do it. You cannot file a patent if you have developed a method of agriculture, because it goes, human food consumption, even the horticulture cannot do. Not horticulture, no, even for the method of treatment, surgical methods, medical methods, which has impact on the human health or animal health, both of them, you cannot file a patent into this. Or you cannot file a patent into a plant or animal unless they are genetically engineered to produce a third compound. That's a different thing. So we can do that. You cannot file a mathematical formula or a business method. You cannot get a patent on it. You cannot get a patent on a computer program. As I say, I use the word here per se. Any algorithm, a computer program, you cannot use it. You can go for the copyrights of them. There are exceptions. You see, if your computer program is specific to another device, or is linked to a device, and if device is being patented, along with the device, you can get your computer programs also patented. That's possible. So computer programs specific to a device performance can be patented. Otherwise, in general, algorithm or computer programs or business models, they cannot be patented. Other things are there: literary, dramatic, musical arts, artistic work. You write a music, you draw drama, those can be copyrighted. Movies, songs, those are copyrighted, they're not patented. Okay. Method of performing mental act, method of playing game, presentation of information. This is also important. Topography of IC, integrated circuits, they cannot be patented. Traditional knowledge cannot be patented. See, haldi. We know the haldi has the application of wound healing. In India, it cannot be patented. US, it can be. People have patented. That's why we had a patent fight with that. So you cannot file a effect of haldi or the whatever Ayush products you get in the market. None of them are patented because they are from the traditional knowledge herbs or use whatever Patanjali product and all. No, they don't need clinical trial in our country. Or they don't have to be tested. They don't have to be patented. Anybody can copy. You will not find any patent violation there. So this is the And then two more important things. Anything which is related to defense and atomic research. You cannot. So when you file a patent, you have to give this declaration, and then it goes to the Ministry for clearance. So this is atomic related or defense related things are not patentable. That you should remember. So whenever you do, particularly if you're dealing with electrical engineering products or you know submarines, if you're doing, so you may have to think about this clearance, whether you require the clearance of atomic energy. Hmm? Huh. Yes. Yes, why not? If infrared camera, see, what it says is that if something has application in multiple areas, in defense, see, I give you an exaggerated example. Suppose bread, खाने का, वो तो मिलिट्री वाले भी खाते हैं, है ना? We made a new form of bread. तो क्या हम पेटेंट नहीं कर सकते? कर सकते हैं, मिलिट्री करते हैं, but if it exclusively for that purpose, then you cannot do that. Then it comes. So it's fine. Now, so I come back to give a first yes. That's a very critical area. Medical devices in general, no, if you go by the patent, the section 3, we said we cannot. If it is used for the treatment, yeah. If it is something which is for the prophylactic purpose, diagnostic or therapeutic purpose, you cannot patent it. So see, if you are saying a device, you have made a prosthetic and you want to use it for the treatment of this one, you will land into trouble. But there are ways of evading it. See, for example, I don't. If I have to see, for example, I'll give the example of my patch. That's also a medical device. You know, Band-Aid is a medical device. The Band-Aid which you use, no, that's also a medical device. It's a Group 4, Group D, for Group D patent medical device in the classification of serious. Band-Aid can be patent. It's a medical device. So if you say patch or your prosthetic, if you say can we patent it, you definitely will land into that trouble. Then you may not get into that. You may say method of manufacturing that particular prosthetic. There are many methods of making it. Your one method is you can do. Like my patch, I say, I'm said I am asking for granting patent for manufacturing this patch, not for applying it to patent. Anybody can apply, but on the payment of a nominal charge. Okay. So here it comes the just I'll come to that. Let me finish this. Now there again, even if you get this patented, then again there is a overriding thing. See, there is something called as the compulsory license. Okay, if the government feels that there is a greater demand for this device and your thing is compromising it, then government has every right to revoke your patent, even if you have granted, and give it for free. Got it? Okay. Yes, please. And that idea goes out and somebody other put that patent what can the legal action? I'll come to that. The process of doing this, if you have filed a patent, the date of filing is what you call as the date of priority. Okay, suppose you file it, you may have got rejected it, but it has got documented it, and that documentation, journal office, I mean patent office in India publishes a journal every Friday. And whatever in that week, sorry, okay, they will list it with some description, who has filed abstract of it, and some brief details. They file patent number, application number, date of filing, inventor name, applicant name, and so on, and the classifications, all those things. Now, suppose very next day, yeah, another lab mate from you who has some enmity with you files it, and your patent got rejected. He files it. Well, now, with the question, he will get it. The answer is no, because already there in the patent document. So the patent examiner will say it's there in the public domain, so it's not your new invention. If may add little things, then you have to see whether that little thing is bringing a significant technological advantage, bringing either in terms of the efficacy or economy, and it is non-obvious to it. So if qualifies those criteria, then yes, it can be. But that little thing, its invention, if it is so trivial, then it's not patentable. Sorry? Yes. So when I'll come to the process, what it happens once you file the patent, sorry, it goes to the office. They do some official work, stamping, xerox, scanning, and numbering, all those things they do, and then they publish it in the public domain. It comes for 18 months, 1.5 years. The early publication, if you pay some money, you can get early published, but 18 months to rahega in public domain. After 18 months, you have to apply for its examination. So they are expert, the examiners in the controllers patent office. They will examine it, and they may also seek the experts' advice if they require. They have the panelist, but they examine. But beyond this, you see, you have developed something. They will do. Sometimes you may evade. What is more important? How it get scrutinized. So you made something, and it has a commercial value. Every company has their own, panel of experts sitting there, patent examiners. They have the eyes. Who is published? Who is filing what? And if they come out, some company looks at that you are infringing theirs, then they will immediately file a opposition. We call a pre-grant opposition and post-grant opposition. They may write to the patent. There is a form, and they fill up the form and say, this particular patent infringes this one. Even if not infringing, if your patent is suppose having a frivolous thing, they'll say, nahi, isko mat do. Ye frivolous thing hai, mera to already hai. And they will try to do all that. And this can happen before you get granted or even after you get granted. Post-grant opposition can also come into that. So it has several checks and balances. One is the examiner itself. And the second one, even if it's granted, it is infringing somebody else. So jiska infringe hua, wo to karega. Any other? So what we have covered is how to decide first whether you want to file a patent, whether it's a commercial value, and you would like to go for the patenting. Any other question on this? Decided CST, I think it has a money value. It is not a trivial thing. I can get money out of it. It is novel. It has inventive step, and it has a commercial value. And it is not prevented by law. We have got it. Now what to do? The first thing you'll do it, then you have to go for the what you call prior art search. You think it is not there, but it may have been. Somebody else has whether he's done it. You must do it, redo it. That nobody has published it earlier, and nobody has filed a patent. Sometimes you may file it's a patent. Is there no publication or any other public domain? You can Google it if you want to do it. For patent search, there are several proprietary and softwares are also available. Several databases available, some of which I have listed here, some freely available ones. The US Patent Office, you can get there. EPO is very nice. You can get, I think, 90 plus countries consolidated in one place you can get. And I prefer this EPO. Then Japan Patent, Indian Patent, if you are looking at, you can go to there. There is a search engine. Very easy to do it. I need not, every one of you is aware of how to do such. It's basic keyword based or patent number based or a combination of this. You can use Boolean words. You can use the combination and or not, those combinations, all those things. Every engineer is aware of that. I need not tell you that. You also have patent scope for the WIPO. WIPO is the World Intellectual Property Organization. Then there's open access. People, you may like to have Google Patent, easy to do, but there's again Patent Lands, Free Patent Online, IP.com, Press Patents, and so on. The number of sites are there. You can access to any one of them. I personally prefer EPO, Indian Patent, and the Google Patent. These are the three we usually go. Sorry, there are a number of Commercial ones are also available. You can get number of them are there. We are not discussing ones to install in our institute also in library. They comes with a cost, of course, but this will do your job. So once you see that there is no overriding, then you can be more confident that once you file it, your chances of rejections are less. See, the whole process, as I'll come to that shortly, will take 3 to 5 years. Nowadays, if you are a startup in IT or expedite patents, you may get early. Nowadays, you are getting as early as 1.5 year, 2 years. Rare exception. I don't know how it came 1 year also. But 5 years is kind of normal. 3 to 5 years is minimum. So after that, if you get rejected and you're holding your publications and all, you will not be happy. So in those cases, you must always check that your invention is already has not come in the mind of somebody else, and they have invented it, or they have described it or published it, or it some thesis or some publication or some patent. So you must check that. Once you have done it, then okay, ab to mera naya hai, I can file the patent. So where to file the patent in India? Patent filing is you cannot simply go anywhere and file in India. In case of this, if you are in Odisha, you have to file in Kolkata Patent Office. Okay, address is available in the website. You can go sector, I think sector 5, whatever. You can file it anywhere, but you can also file online. As we'll see shortly, for filing patent, getting the examined, getting it published, there is a fee available. Fee and maintaining the fee. Every year you have to pay an amount of money to keep your patent live. So you will see if you do things online, the manpower cost is reduced to the patent office. So they give 10% discount. So if you give online, the 10% discount you will get, you can do it at home and easy to do it. So if you do online, you can do it, need not choose Kolkata now, it goes by default. But if you want to file it offline, you have to go to Kolkata. You can also send your documents. What documents? I'll come to that shortly. You can also send by registered post. That's also possible. You can send by registered post. Okay, so in case of if you are in Odisha, you have to do this. If you are doing Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Jammu, Punjab, Rajasthan, you have to go to New Delhi. Okay, so what to file? What documents required for filing? A covering letter, of course, a list of documents. The things which will require is Form 1. All these formats are available in the IPO website. If you go to our institute website, it's available. Form 1 basically contains details. It's a 3-page document. It basically contains some declaration, and then it says who is the inventor, what is the address, what is the mobile number and email address. Now it has become mandatory. Mobile number and email address, and who owns the patent. The inventor and who owns the patent. Means you may say that we inventors are the patent. So inventors can themselves be the applicant. Okay. If you are at NIT Rourkela, then in NIT Rourkela or many of the government organization, your owner will be your institute. Applicant will be your institute. Say if you are from NIT Rourkela, NIT Rourkela. IIT Kanpur, IIT Kanpur. IIT Bombay, IIT Bombay is the owner. But then within the institute, you will have mutual understanding. Say NIT Rourkela had a previous one. If patent gets commercialized, it has to be 60% goes to the inventors, and 40% goes to the institute. But then this is again mutually to be decided at the time of transfer of technology. That's true. If you are opening a startup company, then our institute law says that up to maximum of 4% of equity can be given, or some amount to be arrived at mutual. So I'll come to that patent transfer later. So this form contains those. So two important things: inventors, easy to understand. Applicant, if you are the owner, you yourself is the applicant. If you are not the owner, institute the owner, there you mention this is patent and he is the owner and applicant is the owner. Owner can also be a attorney. Okay, what you call it, assigning. You assign somebody, and in case of somebody has dead persons, then we do assigning. So in case if you are doing to attorney, then we have along with Form 1, we also have to have Form 26. This basically says that I'm so and so, I'm the inventor, he's the owner, and I'm signing so and so person to do this, blah blah blah. This has to do it. So Form 1 is one thing required. Now the most important thing is Form 2. Form 2 contained, I'll come to that later, detailed description, detailed of your patent, what it is, what purpose does it solve, what is the description of it, what is the best method of performing it, and what are its claims, which I'll come. Means you may have made so many things, but some of them somebody else has done, some of them which yours invention. So you claim only on those inventions. That's called as claims. So those documents it will have. It will also have an abstract. I'll come to that. So this is the most important document which the people will see. Then you also need Form 3 and 5. Form 3 is statement and undertaking, whether it's filed in this country or not filed in other convention countries and so on. And Form 5, if you're an Indian applicant, the declaration of inventorship, we are inventor, it is not being filed elsewhere, then we are doing it here. So this for Indian applicant. So Form 1, 2, 3, 5. Then we also have, this is for filing, this much is the only required. If you are a startup company or a small entity, then in that case, government gives some relaxation in the amount, even now for educational institutes. But if you are startup filing on behalf of startup company or small entity, or then there's a processing also a little fast compared to the traditional way. So if you want to claim that benefit, then you have to put the Form 26, and then you have to pay the fee, statutory fee for this has no fee, 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 this has fee. I'll come to that, how much fee is there. You can pay the fee by check, by demand draft. If you're going to file there, they also accept cash. If you're doing online filing, you can transfer online. All these are possible. So among these are Form 1, 3. Form 1 is important because it determines who is the owner. Okay. And then Form 2 is the one which contains all the details. Now, what it contains, the most important part of the document. We'll require separate 2-3 lectures for this. I'll just talk very brief of this. It will have, of course, a title. The title can be anything. That's you don't get anything on that. You can write title anything. Title should be drafted in such way short, sweet, and attractive, and it tells the purpose. See, the purpose of the title is if you're patented, some company when they are searching, you should get in their search so that then only you get patent. If your patent doesn't get commercialized, it has no value. If you don't earn the money, it has no value. Okay, so that's why the title is important. The field of invention, which field it refers to. So it may refer to agriculture field for the say of fertilizer, which can increase the production of legumes, plants, and so on. So that field of invention. Background, which is what you heard, understand in our thing is introduction. When you write manuscript, introduction. Object is saying objective of invention, means what background it says what others have done it, and object is say what is the limitations to those work. And statement of injection is how you solve that one. When you write manuscript, you basically combine all these things in this. In here, you have to write separate class, background introduction, few pages. See, paper now typically Form 2 has to be less than 30 pages. Then you have some amount. As increases in number, the fee to be paid is increases in amount. So we want to restrict, not to write so many things in invention. So invention, you be very succinct, telling it what exactly is the background of your work, why you are doing it, what is the necessity, just like you do in publication, but you did not give everything that is there in the world. Just give important ones which is relevant to your invention. You can so much so that you can just start give one thing which is there, already some relevant public patent is there. You say that such patent exists and this has this problem. You go with invention object, and I solve with this, my statement of invention. So background object tells that what is the problem you are trying to solve with that technological problem, okay, or economical problem, whatever you do, and how you are going to solve the problem is the statement of invention. And then in the summary, you summarize your invention, what you have actually invented. And then this is like if you require drawing, then only you need this, otherwise you don't need this. And then detailed description, and this detailed description will have what is your invention, what is your product. Let me give an example to you. See, you discovered, say you made say method of diagnosing the DNA fragmentation in a cell. How to detect DNA? Everybody is aware of DNA? Okay. Aware everybody? Okay. So if you know genome, so if DNA gets damaged, fragmented, we have lot many diseases. Leukemia, for example, is you get higher propensity for the DNA fragmentation. You developed a new method of diagnosing DNA. So what could be method? Method could be, you may say, a method of diagnosing DNA comprising this step, and you may describe this step, all of this step. So if you're writing that field of invention, so your field of invention will be my method relates to the diagnosis of DNA fragmentation, or you can go still in more particularly for a method to detect the fragmented cells or DNA fragmented cells. You can go for this. Then you give what are the methods available, and then you say what methods are the say these methods available. These methods have these limitations. Okay, existing methods require a complicated procedure, are expensive, and are not doable by a common untrained person, and it takes a lot of time. I described object of invention, so statement of invention. I describe if you treat the DNA with acid or change the pH of the cell with acid to 7.8, 5.8, and then do the test, then you may get a quick result without doing anything else. So that invention is you found out that treating the cells for 6.8 or 5.8 and then following these steps you can get. This will ease the method. You don't require specific training on this. So you summarize this method. See, I did here describe the method of detecting DNA fragmentation, wherein we treat these cells with an acid, which could be HCl or blah, 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 by 5 to bring the pH to 5.8, and then cells can be washed, treated with alkali or to neutralize it, treat with the detergent to damage the cells, and then to expose the lipid molecules, and then followed by this step. So all of this you describe then in detailed description. So here in detailed description, you can say you have to bring the pH. So you may have tested many pH. So you say different pH. If you have examples, you give the examples also, preferred to give, so that descriptions could be understood by the person. And then last and the most important one, what is the claim? What you claim? See, you method several steps. Many of the steps are common. Many people have done it. So you cannot claim the patent right for everything. You have to claim only on that part which is not known, which is your part. You are not infringing others. So you say, I claim a method of detecting DNA fragmentation wherein cells are first treated with, or the DNA pH of the cell is brought down to 5.8, followed by these steps. And then you discover the thing. The next patent, first claim is called principal patent, and that's one is the most important patent. Then go dependent claims. You see, you may say that pH is one thing, but somebody may come out with another reagent. You have used HCl to bring the pH. Somebody may use H2SO4 and say that we have to H2SO4 use kar rahe hain. So you describe the acidifying agent could be HCl, this range to this range, or the sulfuric acid, this range to this range, and so on. Whatever way you can make it as wide as possible, but make sure that it is not infringing others' existing patents also. That's the most difficult part to write, takes most of your time. Then an abstract. Abstract is completely different from what you write. Abstract basically did not do everything. You should tell what your invention is and what is the application. That's what it means. Something keyword should be, your patent should be searchable by the others. Okay, that's all. It had limitation of 150 words. You can do it. If you don't write it well, the patent office can also make it 150 pages. So we can have more detailed talk sometime else. So you have to form the form 2. Your claims, the patent is granted in this to the claims. Suppose you have written 10 claims, you will be granted patent on those 10 claims only. What is not claimed, not written in this claim, is unclaimed and not granted patent. Suppose you may have described some step in the description, detailed description, but you have not claimed it, then that remains unclaimed. You don't get. So this is the most important part of it, writing the claim. So once you have made this form 1, form 2, form 3, form 5, form 26, if it's for the attorney, then you have to submit it to the patent attorney. Submit it to patent office, either online or offline. Along with that, you have to file the fee. How much fee? Yeah, I think all of us are from the educational institution. So earlier it was 8,800 for offline and 8,000 for online. Now it is for educational institution. This is a recent addition last year. For small entities, for startups, for us, it is only 1,600. If we are doing offline, 10% extra. 1,650. Others, no, other people. If you are doing individual patent, again 1,600. Small startups, 1,600. You are filing yourself. You have done something in your home. 1,600. Big companies, ज़्यादा पैसा, 8,000 for online, 8,800 for this. Now, as I said, no, this money you have to have 30 pages. You have to restrict the form 2. If more than 30 pages, then you have to have additional 160 rupees per pages. Similarly, this 1,600 rupees includes no the claims also. Claim keep up to 10. If you get more than 10, so for each claim, additional you add 320 rupees. Okay. And see, if you are doing genetic nucleotide proteins, you have to sequences, you have to submit and all. So for that, again, there is a charge. So I think not many people are here from biotech background. If you are working with the biological material, the biological material must be available in certain repository. In India, it must be deposited in IMMT. Microbial type culture collection, MTCC, Chandigarh. It must be there for both genes and microbial culture. It must be submitted there in India. Okay, so once you submitted, what happens next? Now, any doubt in this? How to file the patent? Any questions? What forms to be required? Form 1, 2, 3, 5, and 26 if you're filing through attorney. And then the fee. Okay, any doubt in this? And where to file? You all got it. Okay. Now, when you file the patent, what happens to next? It goes to patent office. They have the official jobs, scanning, numbering, all those things. They do it, and then they will go in a sequence mein chala jayega. It goes in sequence. They'll publish it. As I said, every Friday they publish a journal. It will be published. All things will be published. Whatever you submit, all will be published. All means not all the document. The journal will have the abstract, the title, the inventor's name, publication date, date of priority of the submission, the date of the application number, and classification. Every patent has a way of classifying it. I'm not going to details of it today. It goes and it comes in there, and also made available online, both online as well as the offline. Then once it is published, you can see in online version, you can see form 1, 2, those things also. Online version, you can see form 1, form 2, form whatever you have submitted, all form scanned documents, you can see. Anybody can see. Okay. This will remain there. It goes in sequence and then published for 18 days, up to 18 months, it remains. Now, if you want that, I want to grant patent early, you want to shorten, no? It's like Tidumala Mandir, you have a special darshan. Here also you have a special darshan options. You can pay some money, I think 10,000 rupees or something. I'll tell you the fee. 2,500 rupees for us. You have to submit along with form 9. And you submit in form 9 and pay some extra money. Sequence goes further. But sequence goes early. Like Tidumala darshan, if you have done, you go other. But aage mein to sab mil jate na. Then it goes. Here also you get bypass the route, you go. But once it is published, 18 mahina to dena hai. It has to go 18 months. Now during this 18 months, it will remain there
And if somebody, it's available public domain, if somebody has an option, opposition to it, they say you are infringing it, they may file a pre-grant opposition. Okay? If nothing, that's not. If you have done all the process properly in your priority as such, pre-grant opposition doesn't come to you. Then it remains there, and you have the time of 48 months. 48 months means 4 years. It remains there 4 years. Within 4 years, you have to again see, by default it is not examined. Remember this, it's not examined by default. You have to apply for it to be examined. For examining, you have to fill up the form 18, and there is a fee to that. How much fee? 400. If you want expedite examination, वो भी possible है, वहां भी तिरुमला दर्शन है. So you pay 8,000 rupees. You pay 8,000 rupees, go for the expedite publication. That's also possible. So only after, and you have to do within 48 months. If you have not done, then this patent is considered abandoned. Means तुम्हें कोई मतलब नहीं है, तुम छोड़ दिया. Yeah. But if you, and you have way of recovery it. So within 48 months you can apply. In fact, what we do, if you are serious, along with the form 2 submission, when you are paying the 1,600, along with that itself you submit the form 18. If you require form 9 also, form 9, 18 you submit together along with the money. So one go finished. So it goes there within 40. So after the publication dates are over, then it goes into the queue of examination. And the 4 major classes, the controller of patents, they will examine there are several examiners are there. There are also deputy controllers are there. It goes that way. And then it is being examined by the examiner. They're supposed to give it within 3 months, but wo aata nahi hai, because there are so many patents being filed. Once they examine, they will usually give you FER, called First Examiner's Report. They will submit first examiner report, with standard format. They will say whether it has nullity, and they will talk only about the claim, whether claim 1, 2, 3 has nullity or not nullity. If not, which are not having nullity. Inventive step, industrial application, and this clause, is patentable, not patentable. Under section 3, I mentioned so many things are not patentable. So they mention if that is applicable. They also mention whether it's atomic energy or those things related. They'll mention all those things, and then it comes. If it is any one of this, usually problem comes with the inventiveness. Okay, novelty, it doesn't come to us because all students, MTech, PhD students, understand the meaning of novelty. So usually we don't face that problem. We face the problem in the inventive step. So if the inventive step is not there, they will list out a list of documents, D1, D2, D3, D4. They'll tell you this document available, this takes up this one is matching, this one is matching. And if a person skilled in the prior art, by looking at this document, he can do the same invention. That's what will be the statement. And you will do all those things, come to you. You may agree with him, you may not agree with him. You may think that no, the controller or the examiner has done some error in understanding my patent. So you give the examiners, you apply, you file a apply. Apply has to be filed within 6 months. You have to file the apply. Early the better. If you have missed the 6-month deadline, you can get extension by again paying some amount of money, 4,000 rupees. You can get extension. Otherwise, you have to file that within 6 months. You have to file. Each one you have to write where you think that the examiner, just like a review response to reviewer's comment, no, they also you write, but in a different way. You write it where the examiner has made a error in judgment. You cannot give added data. That also you should remember. You cannot change your claims. You can write sentences can be changed, but invention cannot be added or deleted. If suppose they say there is no, you have made 2 mixtures and there is no synergy. There's only a mixture. You cannot say I give another experiment. You see it has a synergy. You cannot do that. Only if it is then the description. You can say see the description. I forgot to mention, but you look at the description. It is there in the table so and so. It's showing the synergistic effect. So whatever you have to defend on the existing patent document, form 2 only. You cannot defend by adding something. Okay, so you do that, and you defend it. After examination, the examiner may accept your things. If say, okay, it's fine, So they will grant the patent. If they say no, no, ye nahi hai, so he may issue a SER, second examiner report, may come. Most of the time doesn't come, but sometimes it may come, second examiner report. They may say, ठीक है जो तुमने बोला वो ठीक है, but हमने कुछ और, I found another one. Or they may object to you. That may also. So you can have second examination, but not very common. FER is the common. And you can also have, if you are not accepting, if you may write to them on only if you write, not by default. You say, if you are not agreeing to my arguments, to your objections, then I may please be given a chance for personal hearing before disposing my case. So in that case, they will have a hearing. Hearing can be attended by you directly, inventor or the applicant. If you have taken attorney, attorney will do it. So there you can explain. They will ask question. कि क्या है बताओ ये क्या है? You tell this. If they agree, it's fine. If they don't agree, reject it. So if they agree, okay, ठीक है. So they will ask you, ठीक है, you file these things again in the form of an affidavit. Whatever you have said that, write it, submit it, and if they agree, you will get granted. Otherwise, you will be rejected. If they grant, they will give you a certificate where name of the applicant will be written. If you want the certificate in the name of inventor, you request to them with the fee. They will give you a certificate in the name of inventor, inventorship certificate, and this patent numbers and everything will be entered into a patent register. That's how the whole process will go. Yes, you can go. You need not go directly. There is an appellate body. You can go to the apply for the appellate body within there. And if you are still not satisfied with the appellate body, then you can go to the High Court directly. That's the process. It does happen. Many companies, there are many cases are there. We'll lose a lot of time. That's why I'm not telling. A lot many stories are there. We can discuss. So people have gone up to Supreme Court. Like famous example of imatinib, a drug for treatment of cancer. It was there worldwide, everywhere patent. In India, they were not granted the patent. The reason is, in India, they said that it is against public morality. If your cost is so high and our people will get deprived. So they allowed the production of generic product by several companies in India. So they went to court, it went to up to Supreme Court. And then they say, nahi, hum nahi karenge. So that was again long story.
It's a policy matter. This is not that the product is inventiveness, but it is a policy matter in this case.
Yes. What is not patentable is also act. So it's something against public morality or health. We don't know, it's one of them. Under that section, they can reject.
Policy matter.
Yes. Act is again, no, we have TRIPS agreement where every country has agreement. So we should not do that. So it's not easy to reject. Based कि आपका वहाँ है हमारा public को नहीं है, reject करना इतना आसान नहीं है. It has lot many consequences. Okay, how to file the patent? Is that okay? Any doubt? Any question? So we have also discussed how much fee. I think we're exceeding time. So I have not got it here, but it's available everywhere. Simple paper. Yes, it is there. So I will show you. Just like your ordinary the BTech certificate or MTech certificate. ये patent number this, date of priority this, inventor this, and this one. This is to certify both Hindi and English that this is granted on title this on this date. Seal, sign, stamp. 20 years. 20 years from the date of priority. See, मान लो, suppose you get 4 years for the grant itself. So कितना साल बचा? 16. It applies from the date of filing. If you are modified, there is something called, I'll come to that, provisional patent, I'll come to that. So in that again, you lose 1 more year. So it's there. And the moment it is granted, they will ask you to pay the patent renewal fee. Because 4 साल तो चला गया. You have to pay the fee. So they will calculate. You can see the patent fee. This is the current fee, and I'm talking only about the hour. It companies wise it higher. So you see for the first 4 years, Zoom यहाँ से होगा? I don't know. I'll tell you. 800 rupees per year. अभी तो ठीक है, but before, you know, last year only academic institution exempted. Before that used to be 4,400 per year. So 4 साल का 1,600 1,700 पे गया. That's what used to be there. And then now we about the current scenario. After 6, 7, next 4 year, 8 years, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, sorry, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2,400 rupees per year. If it is earlier, company time, 13,000 rupees per year. You have to pay for next 4 years. You can pay annually, or you can pay in bulk, no problem. Not like that. The purpose of this one is like this. They have to maintain it. Okay. If you are not interested in patent, if you're not able to commercialize, why would you like to maintain it? Let others file it and this one. If you are not filing, government law says that if you are not commercialized in 3 years, you have not made any attempt, then anybody else can make it, but they can apply what we call as compulsory licensing. Of course, that doesn't go one way. When they file compulsory licensing, they will come to inventor, and then inventor says, "नहीं, हम कर देंगे, मेरे को इतना पैसा दो, मैं कर देंगे." Do all those things. I'll come to that later. See, once this is filed, every year you have to fill up what you call as Form 27. It's a very small form. Simply write patent name and say whether you have worked out the invention or not. If you have worked out, how it is done. If you're not done, what effort you are making to patent it. You have to file that also. And normally for us doesn't happen. Company, if they're not filing it, there's a statutory provision of fine for up to 10 lakh. That's it. If patent attorney is asking, sorry, if the patent office is asking you, give me Form 27. If you have not filed, they can file you up to 10 lakhs rupees. Yeah. So khaya piya kuch nahi. Okay, and then after that, 4,800 rupees for next 5 years, and then 8,000 rupees subsequent year. So it's maintaining patent also requires the money. If it is going for companies, you see 20 here, it's 44,000 rupees per year. So it's expensive to manage. Therefore, patent filing is only useful when you think it has a commercial value and you think that you can do. See, if you after 3 years you worked out, you sold it somebody, after that maintenance cost, that fellow will see, company will see, you don't have burden for this. So that's how it goes with the patenting. Now here what we described is a complete process of patent filing, and we call this complete specification. There is another one which is called as a provisional patent filing. See, sometimes what happens now, you are making something and you are suspecting that somebody else is going to file this similar work they are doing it, and I might lose it. Or your work is almost ready, but some things are still pending to supplement it. So in that cases, you can still file with the patent, generally with the title invention, not other details are not required. Claims not essential. By paying the same 1,000 rupees, now 600 rupees, 1,000 rupees, now I think 400 rupees or something. I do not remember exact money. So earlier it was 1,000. So I think 400 now. You file a provisional patent, and that provisional patent, the file, that will be your date of filing. Okay, after within 1 year, 365 days, then you can file the complete specification, all the process same. So in that second, let's say after 8 months you file, if this patent granted, the validity of this patent will be from the date of filing of provisional patent. So suppose doing this, somebody else files it. Some of your friends, they will say, no, you out. This fellow already filed, first to file, already filed it. So that fellow will get rejected. So that's what is the importance of provisional registration. That's our only one benefit. If you are suspecting somebody else will do it, or if you are having, otherwise it has no other benefit. Both of this is our ordinary applications. That also sometimes terminology you will see, the ordinary application. Now, and patent should have only one invention. We'll call unity of invention. Suppose one patent but has two important ingredients, but both are referring to say let us the same patent, same product, same process. So it can go in one patent. But two patents, सोचा पैसा बचा लेते एक ही में डाल देते हैं, है ना? So you cannot have two invention being patented in a single patent. Suppose, so you have to file two. Suppose you have one invention and you found another one which is like relate to same invention, but it cannot go as a separate. If it goes separate, they will say it's overlapping this. So you can file in that case patent of addition. Many times the controller will also say, नहीं नहीं ये तो आपका already हो चुका है, इसको आप addition के तौर पर. So patent, that's again patent filing called as patent of addition. If you filing to one patent and if you want to split it into two, so you can go for the divisional, divide the application, divisional application. The next thing refers to what do you call as international patent. First, let us understand there is nothing called as international patent. When we many times listen, हमने international patent file किया. There's nothing called international patent. What is international patent refers to? See, let us say if you want to file your patent in, first of all, see, patent is territorial in nature. If you file patent in India, its jurisdiction is within India. Somebody in China can copy your product and market it. They will not be able to market in India, but they will be able to market all around the world. So if you want to protect your property, if you expect that your product or invention will have market in USA also, or in China, in Japan, then you should also file patent in Japan or China or USA, whichever country. No, I'll come to that. So if you want to file, it is a lot of money. आप कौन से country में file करेंगे? You cannot file in every country because every country will have to have similar process, not same process, similar process. Then उनका language भी अलग होगा. China will say file in Chinese. Korea will say file in Korean. You have the translation cost, money involved. You need the attorney, and there they will ask an address. Here in India, you have an address. You gave form 1. You fill up this address. So वहाँ तो address नहीं है. So you have to address. So for that you need an attorney. So you have to have this way filing. So there's 2 ways. In fact, 3 ways you can do filing. First way is, suppose I want to protect my patent in USA. So I will file here. I'll file also in the USA. I'll find an attorney. They will give an address and they will file on my behalf. That's about it. But now the first, before going, can we file directly in USA without filing in India? Can you file directly in USA without filing in India? You can, but you have to take permission from the Indian patent office. Why you have to take permission? If it is related to the atomic energy, if it is related to the defense, then what? So you have to take permission, and then you can file. Or if you have already filed Indian patent and it is on process, you can file thereafter. So you can directly file in respective country. Now, if you file in a respective country, as Professor Mohanana mentioned, no, when USA, suppose you file today, you file 1st January 2022, you file in India. Gone for filing. You file in USA on 1st of August. When they search for it, they will find that it's already prior art. It's already available in public domain. Okay, I cannot give you. It's already there. So they have to file on the. That's the difficulty. Cost we have, and so there is a solution for that. So the solution is what we call as PCT application, Paris Convention Treaty. There is I think 93 countries or so, they came together, tied up. Now I think country name I might not remember. They tied up a treaty and they said, "ठीक है, you file in this among this country. Suppose you filed in India on 1st of January 2022, and you file in that country on this date. I will accept this as a priority date. Means when the patent is granted, you will get granted from this date itself." Okay, so let's see here. You filed it in India here. And this is again within 12 months you have to file. That's again a condition there. So within 12 months time you can file the PCT application. So when this patent granted in PCT, then your date of priority, date of functionality if granted will be from this date itself. Even if it's a provisional, then provisional date. it will be granted from here. So you file an PCT application. Again, there is separate involvement, there's separate money you have to pay. Where to file PCT application? You can, now they have limited offices. India is one of them. So obviously you can file it through India. So Indian Patent Office itself, you can file it. Then within 6 months, they will look for the international search report and written opinion. And within 18 months, same timeline, publication they will also do, just like India. Then they will go for the examination. Now, you have two optional steps. No, that's the expensive process. International filing. Now, after PCT filing, what happens? See, if PCT is granted, doesn't mean that you got international patent. Once the PCT is granted, that is called as PCT international application. After that, you have to go for the PCT national phase application. Means once granted, then respective country, you have to file again the patent. Process has to be followed. When you follow same process, but the advantage here will be your date of priority will be from this date. They will not reject on the ground that you already filed in India. Plus, if the PCT is already granted, the chances of acceptance are pretty high because it already is examined. Okay, so the chances of success is also high. That's the advantage you have with the PCT application. So once it is there, you enter into the national phase. Whichever country you want, you apply. Each will require money. So that's what it says there. So there is nothing called international patent. If you have got PCT, doesn't mean that every country you have covered. You have to go to respective country. Suppose if you are coming in India, somebody has filed a PCT from USA and then they are applying in India after PCT. So what application they will do? They will do convention application. Okay? That's what this terminology means. So international patents word not to be considered confused. Okay. We have Indian patent and every country has patent. One patent does not grant to all the countries. That you should remember. I think we'll stop it here. If you are going there, we are over exceeding time. Unless you really want to listen more to us, so we can talk about the industrial design or copyright, how to do that, plagiarism, and how to do copyright. Let me talk about the copyright transfer. Sorry, patent right transfer. So once the patent is granted, you are the owner. It's registered there. Now you can either sell it to somebody, you can license it to somebody, or you can mortgage it. There is two major ways, which is described in Section 68 of the Indian Patent Act. One is what you call, you can assign it to somebody, assignment. That is transferring the ownership. The ownership transfer can be full ownership or partial ownership. Partial in the sense, you say claim 1, 5, and 11 I am giving, the rest all is with me. Okay, that's possible. So either do fully or partly, or for the full time or for a period of time. No. So in that, when you transfer the ownership, that means how you will transfer. So there are three means what we do. One is called as legal assignment. You sign an agreement with the person in which you will mention that these are the terms and conditions. Terms and conditions, both has to decide. You may say one time lump sum payment, कितना लाख या इतना करोड़ रुपया दो हमें ले जाओ, जो करना है करो. Or you say, give me down payment of this much, then every year you give this much. Or with every sell of product, you give me this much percentage. What about terms and conditions? You both come into a agreement. That has to be written in agreement, and that goes registered into the registrar of patents, which maintain the records. So they will transfer the proprietorship. It's transferred there. Okay, into it. Second one is equitable assignment. The legal assignment, no, whether legal or equitable, whatever, legal assignment also you can have, like, I want an equity in the company, give me 10% equity, and you have my patent. That's also possible. So terms and conditions are, you have to determine, but legal, whenever there is a legal assignment, you completely transfer the ownership. Equitable means there is no legal agreement, just by a letter. ठीक है, हमने दे दिया letter. Ownership is not registered into the registrar of patents. Ownership payment में हमने आपको एक चिट्ठी लिख के दे दिया ठीक है, you use you are the owner of this, and in return of this, you will give this for this many period or whatever. Later, if you want, you can legally transfer it to the company. That's called equitable. You can also use it as a mortgage. भाड़े पे दे दिया हमने. That also is possible. Because it's a intellectual property, it's a property, intangible property, but it is a property, so it can be mortgage. You can also go for what you call licensing, fully, partly, full period, short period, whatever. You can go it for short period of time. All that. Now there are two types of licensing. One is voluntary license. You can give it. Means we are not transferring there. Our mutual agreement, mutual discussion. ले जाओ इतना पैसा देना. Give me this much money, or give me this much of your equity of your company, or give me this much of money every month or every product or whatsoever you have terms and conditions. You do it. Here the government has no role. It is between you and me. It's voluntary. There is another one which is very important to know, is called statutory licensing or complete licensing. See, you have a patent of a product and you filed it, you keeping it. I want to make money out of it. You are not doing anything. You are sitting idle. I went to you. I am telling you, give me license. I'll pay you this much. You say, anything is important. You are not selling to anyone. Or you're asking an exorbitantly high price, which is I cannot accept, and say it's impossible to do that. So, or you are giving some conditions which I cannot accept. If it's going on battle and you are not selling, mean basically you decided I'm not going to give it. So I can approach to the control of patent. They go bhai, they need. I want to make it money. I want to give him, but his terms and conditions are not there. So, and he's also not making any effort. Then he can go for the controller has powers to give the compulsory license. So if the invention is not worked in the territory of India and he is not giving it as a reasonably affordable price, so that the reasonable requirement of the public is not satisfied, then after a period of 3 months of patent grant, the patent office can allow for the compulsory license. You may go to High Court, then they may also allow. So these are the things which can happen to this. There, the government has a place. Compulsory license can also happen in cases, say, like COVID vaccine now it's happening. You have made some product which is required for public, and you cannot give a charge because you have to pay to serve the public. So government has a right to revoke your patent and go for the compulsory licensing. Can be done. Licensing or the assignment, both of them can be exclusive, completely low. You can do sub licensing also, give somebody, I don't care, or could be limited, means you use only, don't not use it. Others को लेना तो फिर से मेरे पास है. That could be there, or could be limited, could be complete, could be partial, could be short period, could be long period, 20 साल के लिए दिया, and so on. Could be explicit, means you mention ये कर सकते हो, ये नहीं कर सकते हो, could be implied. So both ways it can be that. How much fee you have to pay for patent transfer if you are doing licensing? This is the each patent 1600 you have to pay. Form 16 you have to apply and then do. I think I will stop it here today because it's not go too much boring. So this is how you file the patent, maintain it, and do it. Any questions? If no, no.
Hello.
You made 1,000 plants. Yes.
Hello.
Yes. Please go ahead.
Sir, I have a question. Suppose that, sir, we need to publish some article in a journal, and at the same time, we thought that this is a work which can be patented. So we simultaneously apply there, or either apply for a patent or journal.
Okay. The best way to do is first file a patent with the Kolkata office or whichever is your territory. File and then you can go with absolutely no problem. But if you have published it or already submitted to journal, you can still go for the patent filing. The time that you have to remember is that between the publication and patent there should not be more than 12 months. If it is less than 12 months, yes.
Okay. Sir, for the drawing case, we need to make a schematic drawing or
It's
photograph.
always advised. Okay, I'll come to that. Before, in the previous question, I may also add, although the 12-month time gap is allowable, it is always advised to first go for patent filing and then go for the publication in order to avoid any complicacy. Okay. Now, the second question is that about the diagram. What kind of diagram you should give? Diagram should be such that it explains your invention. It could be line diagram, it could be photograph, it could be actual picture taken, it could be exploded view of the instruments, it could be anything.
Okay.
And for making diagram, there's a specific way of writing. You have to mention on the top the total number, how many diagrams are there, to number them. And in the bottom, you should, in bottom right, you should make a signature with the name of the applicant. On the top right, the what the diagram means. In the center, you should have the diagram with the labeling, proper labeling. It should be durable A4 page, clearly viewed. So those specific requirements are there for making diagram also.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? No, you don't have to withdraw, but within the 24 months, sorry, within the 12 months, you have to file the patent.
File the patent, but if this gets published,
Which gets published?
whatever I submitted.
No problem. If FER में तो वो आएगा, FER will definitely write. So उसमें you mentioned that this invention already published, the date time gap is less than 12 months, and under section 2930 it is allowed.
Journal purpose will earn money by selling the article, and you will try to earn money by.
See, journal is basically when we are doing copyright. Okay, same item, same invention, you can have copyright, you can have patent, you can have design. Possible. Say for example, कार में डिजाइन का एक पेटेंट होगा, उसका कुछ लिखा होगा इंस्क्रिप्शन या लोगो भी होगा, उसमें उसका लोगो होगा, वो पेटेंट भी होगा. तो all these things possible. Copyright they are doing for general people so that science gets advanced. Patent is done for commercializing, making money. Suppose you have granted a patent and you want to do research on that, nobody stops you.
For academic, what you go together, because our motto normally academics patent mostly I think not commercialized.
See, if your idea is not to make money, if you think your invention cannot make money, why to go for patent? Because every stage you have to pay money, including maintenance. Now this comes to a parallel side, like academic institutions are being in line of ranking and all, they are pressurizing itna patent karo, wo points hai uske.
We give more value to patent than publication.
That is because of the ranking and all, but in reality, which law says, why to do patent if it is not commercializable? So if you have made a patent, try to commercialize it, make money out of it. Any other questions? Same thing applies. 12 months. Any other? So it's not there. So I think that's all for mine. And if you have any questions, you can.
Hello, sir.
Now we'll go for a tea break. 5 minutes. The breaking of silence.